Hi everyone, it's Nat here from Neurodivergent Nat & Co. You may not realise, but girls and women may present differently with their autistic traits than boys. So in today's video, I wanted to share with you 7 autistic traits that girls and women may present with that you may not have realised or that may have been overlooked. So stick around. At the end of the video, I wanted to share with you why there is really a difference in girls and women as compared to boys and men. So let's get into it. One of the things that I've noticed talking to mothers of autistic daughters or autistic women is that we mimic, we copy or we observe people and we to really understand like their body language and to see how we need to act, what we need to say. And that's one thing that I found growing up. I always kind of thought of myself as like observer of people and not really knowing why until now. Number 2 would be quite often women, especially being undiagnosed as they grow up, will receive other diagnoses or other diagnoses, so meaning multiple. And that's much the same with autistic girls. So anxiety and ADHD are quite high co-occurring conditions with autism, and also other co-occurring conditions like eating disorders. There's a lot of research coming out now that is associating eating disorders in girls with autism. Number 3 is being a people pleaser, and I think I can definitely relate to this one as well. Grow up trying to always please people, whether that's because we've been shamed or put down or told that we're not good enough. So we really try and go out of our way to be everything for everyone and really try and just please everyone. Number 4 is something I can relate to as well, is appearing blunt or rude. So that's very much an autistic trait, and definitely in females that we can just be straight to the point. It can appear as being rude, but I know in my case it's never that intention. It's just that I see things how they are and I will just kind of get straight to the point, and sometimes it can be quite blunt. Number 5 is being shy or flying under the radar. And again, with myself, I grew up and I was quite shy. I'd say like I was an introvert. I was never one to, put my hand up in class. It was a bit like, don't put the attention on me. I don't want the attention. And I always considered myself quite shy. Number 6, girls can present as being more tomboyish as well. And I know that having a brother, I grew up in the 80s, watching cricket with my dad and my brother and going fishing and kicking the ball around, and I guess, not doing as many, stereotypical feminine things. That may be because I had a brother, but also I was never kind of really into fashion and all that kind of thing. Number 7 is because girls are more socially aware than boys, especially growing up. Again, I know that's a stereotypical thing, but girls tend to have more friendships and, we're more social. But on the outside, it can be seen to be like, oh, we have lots of friends and, we're fitting in. But in fact, we quite often are masking, we're camouflaging. Like I've mentioned, we observe other girls and we see how they act and what they say, and we just want to try and fit in. So we will be internalizing a lot of our feelings feelings and emotions and observing and just trying to fit in. So we may have friends, but the question is how deep the friendships are. So, and a lot of that is because we are very good at masking and camouflaging. As I mentioned at the beginning, I wanted to say about why it's different with girls and women. And basically it just comes down to the fact that autism has been stereotyped for so long as being a child that rocks or, has violent outbursts, lines up toys, and is fascinated with trains. And considering that autism came into the DSM, which is the criteria for diagnosing autism, in 1980, by then I was already 5, and for a lot of women, especially older than me, that is why it never really got picked up. And considering it was only in the 90s that Asperger's came into the criteria, and Asperger's is what was known as, it was more associated with high functioning autism, and they are terms that we don't use anymore, but basically that means autism now without an intellectual disability. So I was quite academic, but yes, definitely had a lot of those autistic female traits of observing. I was quite shy and just really camouflaged and masked to fit in, and I must have been pretty good because I wasn't diagnosed until age 45. In terms of if you're starting to associate with some of these traits, I definitely recommend research more into autism, and especially autism in women and girls. And yeah, let me know what your experiences have been. Please, I'd love you to drop a comment below, give me a thumbs up with this video, and definitely subscribe, because there is a real need out there. People want to know more about autism, especially in girls and women. So yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.